Hey guys, welcome to the video. So today was absolutely crazy. I'm going to go through my full portfolio, let you guys know my gains and my plays that I made today, and show you guys all my buys, my sells, and my plays for tomorrow. So let's get into the video. First off, let's talk about the big one that everybody was talking about today. Ideanomics, ticker symbol IDEX. So this stock opened very red. In the morning, this stock dropped 22%. Slowly throughout the day, it was slowly rising and hit a pop at the end of the day and closed the day up about 5%. A lot of people were panic selling this one. A lot of people were super scared. The fear in the market caused them to sell this penny stock. I was buying all day. I was buying on these dips. I'm loaded up on IDEX. And once again, this is my very favorite penny stock to buy and the most high upside stock in my portfolio with the biggest position. The risk reward ratio is amazing for investors. And all these catalysts that are coming up, it's insane the amount of upside in this stock. Potential deal with Tesla, potential deal with Amazon, potential deal with Electromechanica. This is a perfect play on the world today, and I do expect $10 by the end of the year. I'm holding this long term. For those asking me if I'm taking profits, if I'm selling, I do plan to keep holding long term. If we see a huge pop at some point, I may sell and then buy back in another time and take advantage of the volatility. But for now, my thesis is to hold long, and I'll stick with my thesis until something changes. Next up, we got Ktov Pharma, ticker symbol KTOV. So this is one of my top plays last night. This is my number 2 play right after IDEX. And so today, it closed the day up 5%, and after hours, this stock is up above 32%. So that's insane. I'm up huge on my position. I wish I would have gotten a bigger position built out, but I am super bullish on this one, and I am holding this for the next week or so. This is a very solid swing trade, and I see more gains to come because these catalysts just keep on coming for this stock, and the hype is there. We've seen all these big accounts recommending this stock. We've seen Dave Portnoy buy this stock. We've seen everybody recommend this, and the hype is just going to keep on building as these catalysts keep on coming. So a stock that I'm super bullish on for tomorrow is Novn Incorporated, ticker symbol NOVN. So NOVN, NOVN is having an investor presentation tomorrow, and this is another biopharma stock, but the presentation tomorrow, this is the catalyst that could launch the stock very, very high. I do see 50 to 100% upside. Now there is substantial downside if this doesn't go well, so this is something to manage your risk with, but NOVN, this is a huge play for tomorrow. I am looking to buy in pre-market and just see what happens with the presentation, because at these prices, it is so low already that there's pretty much only upside to be had and very little downside, so I love the risk reward. But once again, this is kind of a 50-50 bet, whether it's successful or unsuccessful, but there's much more reward than risk potential, so I will be buying this tomorrow, and this is a big play for me tomorrow. Another play that I want to talk about is Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. So this is a play on the hydrogen and fuel cell energy and the electric vehicle charging and stuff like that. It is getting a ton of hype right now. It was up 17% today. It is down slightly after hours. This is a watch. This is a very solid swing trade, but be careful. I don't like the risk reward on this stock as much, but there is very solid upside and it is a very high upside stock, so one to potentially trade, but I am staying away personally unless I see a dip or I see some buying signals coming from the chart. Keep an eye on INO and KNOS as potential biopharma plays. These can get a ton of hype if any type of news comes out. Investors are very excited about these two, so you could buy in and see some crazy gains. Now there is a lot of risk associated with these, just being biopharma stocks and not knowing what's going to happen personally, but these are two of the highest upside stocks, especially KNOS. If it can get out some successful trials with this, things will go nuts. So I'm very, very hesitant to build a big position, but I would like to get a small position in each of these and just see what happens, because these are very, very high upside and their risk reward is in the investor's favor slightly, in my opinion. I'm still holding Marathon Patent Group, ticker symbol MARA, and Diffusion Pharmaceuticals, ticker symbol dffn. These both have the catalyst that I've been talking about in the past videos, and nothing has changed on the thesis, even though these stocks just dropped slightly today. So I'm still holding very strong. Nothing has changed. And once again, these are 1 to 3 week swing trades. And I do see very high upside. I like the risk reward, which is why I'm still holding. But it is not a high conviction level. It's low to mid conviction with these catalysts. So keep an eye on that. But I do like these plays still for those who were wondering and asking me about it. I'm starting to get pretty interested in Tortoise Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol SHLL. These prices are getting very intriguing, and I am seeing buy signals from the chart. So I am very intrigued with this one. And I'll be watching this, potentially making a position in this. It would be small, but I'm watching this to potentially make one. I just suspect hype play. Next up, Digital Locations, ticker symbol dloc, dloc. This was a very solid gainer for us today. This stock gained 23%, one of my top recommendations from yesterday once again. And yeah, just very solid gains. This is not a long term, but this is a short swing trade or a day trade. It just has crazy high upside and it's a play on the 5G space. So congrats to those who took profits on dloc today. So here's another big one. Seanergy Maritime Holdings, ticker symbol SHIP, ship stock. Ship stock was up about 5% today, and earnings is tomorrow after hours. So for those who want to be risky, I do recommend holding through earnings because the upside is super high, But for those who want to secure profits, sell it before earnings because anything can happen at earnings. It could drop big or it could pop big. So if you want to play earnings, I do love the stock for earnings, but there is a lot of risk involved. So do your own due diligence, do your research, find your thesis, what you think is going to happen at earnings, and then play it or don't play it. It all depends on your risk tolerance and what you're looking to do with your portfolio and your possible gains. GAN, ticker symbol GAN, this was up almost 4% today. I did take some profits on this one today. I'm just very scared of how the sports landscape is looking with all the potential cases, the cases coming up, and in a way I just don't know how the sports will continue as we see the second wave start coming in. So I do still love GAN long term, but I am very hesitant to buy more, and I am taking some profits right now just because of the short term volatility. But I do plan on getting a big position once again in this stock and holding long term. So another big recommendation I made yesterday was Sugar Made, ticker symbol SGMD. The stock was up 23%. This is a short-term swing trade, so for those who are still holding, I really do like this still. I'm not holding this long term, but I see the next week or so potential more crazy gains and potential 100% from now. But this is a big risk. This could drop at any time. So make sure you're watching this closely and making sure you have your stop loss order in your head and potentially not placing it. For me, I like to keep my stop loss order manually in my head, and I just don't place it because things can happen like happened yesterday. If you saw my video yesterday, you know what happened with dloc and how I lost out on those gains because my stop loss order triggered. Also, another one of my recommendations yesterday was Hertz, ticker symbol HTZ. I recommended this as a day trade. It got up to 50% and closed up about 30%. I highly recommend you do not buy into this stock. I personally am staying away from this stock. I do see the stock going to zero very soon, but you can capitalize with day trading the stock and the crazy volume and the crazy Robinhood traders that like to day and swing trade this stock. So be aware of that, and I would definitely not hold overnight personally. So those were some of my plays from yesterday. I'll throw my portfolio on the screen real quick. So there you go, there it is. I'm looking at my portfolios. I have 4 different portfolios. If you're wondering why I have each of these, I just have different uses for each one. And another very positive thing for me is avoiding the PDT rule, as you can only day trade 3 times per 5 days on one account. So I have opened these other accounts so I can do more day trading easier with less money. But yeah, those are my gains. We had a very good day today, very up and down, but we closed very, very positive. The stock group makes some crazy profits as well today, so super proud of you guys. That profit screenshots channel was filling up once again, so congrats. Happy for y'all. Alright, let's get into the plays for tomorrow. My number 1 play still is Ideanomics, ticker symbol IDEX. There's so many catalysts for this stock. There's so much hype, there's so much upside. There's a big interview tomorrow from some retail traders with the CEO of Ideanomics. Tune in if you're very interested. I highly recommend you tune in to Stan the Trading Man's live Twitter and listen to this call with the CEO of Ideanomics. Stan the Trading Man is going to ask him so many questions. He's going to ask him some things and try to get the investor landscape excited, try and pull some things out of him, of potential catalysts, potential deals. And I think as a retail trader, he's going to ask him these questions that we want to hear as investors, and that's going to make us money and potentially make the stock pop. So Ideanomics popped today from news that they and Town of West Hartford enter into an agreement to start developing a technology park. So this is very exciting, and it's just some more huge growth opportunity. We've seen so many rumors surrounding this stock with the Tesla, with the Electromechanica, and potentially Amazon. Like I was saying in the earlier video, but I'm super bullish on this stock. For me personally, this is my favorite buy. I've bought so much, as you just saw my portfolio. I'm loaded up with this stock, and I'm ready to ride this all the way to $10. So I was calling Ktov Pharma, ticker symbol KTOV, one of my biggest buys yesterday. I bought and made a solid size $1,000 position today. The FDA approval after hours made the stock jump. Now it's up about 35% after hours, which is awesome. Some crazy gains on this one so far. And this is still a buy in my opinion, not a heavy buy because of this risen price. But I was super bullish on this one yesterday because of the offering, the oversold offering. The company was buying shares at 90 cents when the stock was trading at 80 cents, which is insane. They value the company higher. Now the stock looks like it's going to open around 110 tomorrow. But I do think it's still a buy. I would buy anything under 150 at this point. And I do think this is a 1 to 3 week hold at this point, and we see super high upside. Now there is a lot of risk being associated with this after this big jump, but I do see some more growth opportunity, and I do see some more hype coming soon and catalysts. And yeah, still do like this stock, but personally I'm not buying heavy in anymore because I've built out a medium-sized position and I'm already up big on my position, so I am being hesitant to buy more. But this is one to watch and one to potentially buy depending on your risk tolerance. So as you guys saw in my portfolio, I started a position in Castor Maritime, ticker symbol CTRM today. So the offering made the stock get hit very hard. The offering finally ends on Friday, and I'm expecting a huge pop after Friday. I do expect 20% to 30% gains on this one very easily, almost no risk associated because the stock is trading at such a low value. I do plan on buying a lot more of these shares tomorrow, and I will ride these shares all the way up. This is about a 1 to 2 week hold in my opinion. Very easy swing trade, very low risk, very profitable, and pretty high upside, solid 30% upside. And yeah, the oversold offering, this is such an easy play to make bank off of. And yeah, really excited about this play. So like I was saying earlier, ship stock, ticker symbol SHIP. Earnings tomorrow is after hours. I am expecting big things. A lot of it is now priced in after the recent jump today and yesterday. But the thing is, there is such more high upside to be had. There's upside to go up to 50 cents tomorrow. That is pushing it, that is a little bit risky, and this stock could drop. But I do like this as an earnings play, but it's just super risky. And make sure you do your research on this and due diligence. I will be thinking about buying in and holding through earnings, but I am hesitant risking my money. So honestly, I'll probably make a smaller size position and just see where it goes. Because I have been watching this stock for the past month, and I do really like this company, and I am excited for the earnings call. I do expect very, very good earnings and a very good guidance. So I'll talk about digital locations again real quick. Ticker symbol dloc. This is a very solid day trade, very high upside, very solid swing trade as well. I would not hold more than like 3 days at a time because this stock has risen crazy numbers. We saw a 700% gain the other day. Before that, we saw like a 2,500% gain, which was insane, but this stock still has more upside to be had. It is super, super risky, so be careful with this, but it is a very solid day trade and you can ride the hype up very easily. There's crazy volume on these numbers. And yeah, just another stock to watch and potentially buy it open and ride the numbers up. So right now, Peloton is my favorite long-term stock, my favorite risk-reward ratio stock. Once again, there's almost no risk associated with this. I believe that I have information above the market with this position. Peloton is still getting so many orders. The market has not priced in that Peloton is a societal change, that Peloton is a status symbol. The market has not priced that in. Peloton is priced as kind of a workout company, but this is so much more. This is becoming such a huge brand. Like I've been saying, my price target is $80 in August, and I see some crazy gains. This is my biggest position in my portfolio. Right now, I think IDEX is actually a little bit bigger. Peloton has been my largest position for a while, and I do plan on making this my largest position once again and throwing more and more money into it. Any price in the 50s, I'll still be loading up. If it drops, I'll be loading the boat on this one. I bought some on the dip today. But yeah, super excited Peloton long term. This is a stock that you can just throw your money into and not worry about it. I'm very, very comfortable holding, and I'm super excited for earnings at the beginning of August. And I will be playing that earnings play super, super hard and super heavy. I'm super, super bullish on this one. So let's talk about hedging your portfolio real quick and what I would do to bet against the market and to hedge as well. So my favorite hedge right now is placing puts on UDAO. Now I have not made any of these moves. I have not hedged my portfolio yet, but the market is very scary. The second wave does look like it's coming. The cases are only rising. So using UDAO, I would be hedging my portfolio. And the reason I would use UDAO is, first of all, it times the Dow by 3. So placing put options is betting the Dow to go down, and you multiply that by 3. And plus, put options leverage your money to own 100 shares at a much lesser price and just own the rights to these shares. So you're kind of controlling 100 shares. So you're controlling 100 shares times the Dow by 3, so essentially 300 shares at a very low premium compared to what you would do if you were shorting this position outright. So that's the reason that I like the UDAO puts. And the Dow does seem to get hit the hardest out of the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. The Dow is the one that I like to short, or the one that I like to place put options on, because this is the one that's going to get hit hardest if the Rona comes back. So let's talk about strike price for a second. If I was going to do a strike price, it would be slightly in the money, and it would be an expiring in 1 to 2 weeks. Short term, it's not good to hold these long term, but short term puts, those are very solid for a short hedge, and just want to protect yourself if the market does crash. So Wynn Casinos, ticker symbol WYNN, this was down 11% today. It's now in the $75 range. I am watching this super closely. I'm not starting positioning yet, but this is a big bounce back play, and there could be some crazy gains to come. This is a very solid long term stock, but it's very scary to hold right now because of the second wave situation. And if these close once again, they'll get hit crazy hard. But keep an eye on this one. This is one of my favorite bounce back plays. Once we get news on a vaccine, once we get good news in the market, and once cases just level off, this is one of my favorite bounce back plays. So keep an eye on this. And it is a potential buy if you're looking at a 1 to 5 year hold, honestly. So two other bounce back plays that I like a lot is Live Nation, ticker symbol LYV, and Cheesecake Factory, ticker symbol CAKE. I'm not playing these at all right now. I'm staying far away from these because of the current situation, but these are some to keep an eye on. Because once the market does start bouncing back, these are the ones that I will be playing. I'll be playing Cheesecake Factory and Live Nation very, very hard as potential very, very high upside bounce back plays. When they reach their lows, there is easy 100-200% upside from those values. These are going to get hit crazy hard in the short term, in my opinion, but will very much so pay off in the long term if you buy them at the lows within a few weeks or months or whenever we see the bottom of this market and we think it's the bottom. Another stock that I'm looking to place put options on or buy as a bounce back play, kind of like these other ones, is Dave Investors, ticker symbol PLAY. This is one of the worst stocks to own during the Rona. Reason because, picture Dave & Buster's. There's games everywhere. These kids are touching these games. Their hands are all over the games. And there's all these finger foods that people use. This is just asking for more cases. This is just asking for the Rona to spread. So the reason that I'm very bearish on Dave & Buster's right now is because of the spreading, and it's one of the worst plays to hold during the virus. But this will be a very solid bounce back play if it hits its lows and it doesn't go full bankrupt, because there is always a possibility of that. But this is one to watch as a bounce back play when things do get back to normal. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. These are not buys at all in my opinion right now, but in the future they will be, and just some to keep an eye on, some things to get in your head and get ready for the next potential crash. So for those asking, right now I'm staying far away from the cruise lines. I'm staying far away from the airlines and these travel stocks. I'm staying very, very far away from these companies. These stocks are going to get hit very hard in the short term. I do expect these stocks that get affected by the Rona to keep on getting hit very, very hard. So if you're looking to place put options, if you're looking to short some stocks, these are some stocks to short, and I'm staying far away in my opinion. And personally, there's some crazy, crazy risk, so I advise not to buy, and these are some to consider placing put options on. Disney and Boeing are two stocks that are going to get hit hard in the short term, but I am very bullish on these long term. These are kind of the buy and hold very, very long term stocks. So once these stocks hit their lows once again, and once these stocks finally start seeing a bounce back, I do plan to buy heavy in both of these and hold these for years to come, and just as a safe play and an easy money play. I really, really, really like Disney, and Boeing is also a very solid one with low risk once it hits its bottom. So it would be awesome if we saw Boeing below 120 and we saw Disney below 100 at some point during this kind of slight correction or crash. So these are just something to watch, and I love those values if they can get to those points. So a quick recap. My number 1 buy for tomorrow is Ideanomics, ticker symbol IDEX. My number 2 buy is Castor Maritime, ticker symbol CTRM. My number 3 buy is Ktov Pharma, ticker symbol KTOV. My number 4 buy is Novan Incorporated, ticker symbol NOVN. And number 5, I'll group these together, dffn, MARA, and knos. I like those a lot, and those are my high penny stocks. My ranking of 1 to 5 that I'm looking at tomorrow, and how high my conviction levels are for these potential penny stock buys. I also let you guys know some bounce back plays, and let you guys know that I will not be buying into these travel stocks. I'm just watching them closely to play them as a bounce back when things do get better and vaccine news does get released and things just kind of level off and the vaccines take over and things just get better in our world. But for now, I am staying away from these traveling stocks and these stocks that are greatly affected by the Rona. If you're interested in joining the stock group, you get my portfolio updates every single day. I send updates every day of this. Every time I buy and sell a stock, I send messages immediately, usually right before I buy. And there is a community of over 600 investors in them, and there that all work together. We all find these catalysts together. We find the best opportunities in the market. These gains have been crazy for the group. I'm super proud of you guys, and I think a lot of my picks to them because they help me research, they give me ideas to look up and to look through catalysts and stuff like that. So I do owe a lot to the group. The group is growing, these investor bases are growing, and we're having so much success together. We're just getting rich together. It's awesome. So if you're interested, the link is down below. It's $9.99 a month. And another thing is if you're interested in getting 2 free stocks on Webull, the link is down below. One of these stocks is valued from $14 to $1,400. You can't go wrong with free money. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck tomorrow to everybody. Let's keep on making these gains and let's keep on getting rich. Proud of you guys. Let's get it.